The 2014 Hansa Fish River Canoe Marathon is proudly brought to you by Hansa Pilsner. Day 2 dawns for the second day of the 2014 Hansa Fish River Canoe Marathon, and far more pleasant weather conditions. The wind is gone, the temperatures are far warmer, and a big crowd gathers at the start for a reversed order start, so the back markers getting off bright and early first.
The boat's a solid boat. We got it 2 days ago. Paddled in for the first time yesterday across the dam.
Now when I heard about this, I said, Lance, you've got to do this socially. You can't just sit on the bank. Come to fish and sit on the bank. You've got to come paddle with us.
My partner had about 14 brandies and coke, so his sore back's gone this morning, so he should be fine as well.
Absolutely, we have. We got together over a lot of Hansas, and we decided that this was going to be the year we won.
With a far more appealing shorter 36 kilometres second stage into Craddock and far more pleasant weather conditions, the field was in a good mood as the first of the batches set off from the start just below Knutsford Bridge, and they crisscrossed beneath 3 bridges all the way until the business end of the final stage.
That's the fish rocks!
We came into the first rapid and there was a bit of chaos, and I went sideways into the rock, and so folded my boat, trying to put it back together now.
I'm waiting for my mom. She did well, but not that well.
Day 2 divides neatly in half. The first half is a fairly straightforward bit of river, crisscrossing 3 bridges. The second half becomes fun because it involves 3 big weirs and 1 portage around a low-level causeway. And this is what the spectators are here to see. The first of them is gauging weir, either shot down the left or down the centre, and always producing an unwelcome swim for the paddlers that don't mind their P's and Q's.
Good, nice easy day. No drama like yesterday.
Tactical portage.
Good water, good people. It's the best, eh?
The portage is a welcome leg stretch as the paddlers are beginning to feel the after effects of the first stage. And also once they've finished that portage, there's just the Marlow chute, and then of course for those brave enough, the daunting Craddock weir between them and the finish at the Craddock Sports Grounds. The stage was set for the thrilling final stage by a drama-laden first stage, raced in difficult cold conditions on a slightly fuller river than normal, which produced a fair amount of drama over the 48 kilometres between Grassridge Dam and the finish just below Knutsford Bridge. Andy Burkett was always in contention. Greg Lowe, the locally raised Craddock boy, was all there as well, but it was Hank McGregor here, unusually making a mistake, who turned out to be the man to beat. Now 5 times world champion, he crossed the finish line with 50 seconds in the bag. The KZN K3, however, was making easy work of the South African K3 champs, and they had all but put one hand on the trophy by the time they got to the overnight stop. In the women's race, Abby Adey was holding the cards over Michelle E-Ray.
The sun's high in the sky, the boat pounds are quiet now, and it is the start of the racing part of the Hansa Fish River Canoe Marathon for 2014 on day 2 as they head down from Knutsford to Craddock. And it's Hank McGregor who has less than a minute in hand over Andy Burkett. It's going to be a thrilling dice.
Drama in the air as Hank McGregor sets off alone, and you can be sure he would be looking over his shoulder as this man makes a spirited charge to make sure that he is within contention by the time the race comes down to the final 5 kilometres. Race updates were keeping all the paddlers entertained and updated with what is happening on the water, as the K3 leading the SA K3 champs pulled a number of the top men's contenders right back into contention over the stage into Craddock, hallmarked by 3 bridges in the first half and then 3 key weirs over the last 15 kilometres, gauging weir, the Marlow chute and the daunting Craddock weir. Hank McGregor started with 50 seconds in the bank, and over the first bit of the race he started extending that. He was comfortably in charge of the race as he got to gauging wear, but the word from the spectators was that Andy Burkett had fired the afterburners and was slicing into McGregor's lead. In third place, Jasper Mocker was using all possibilities created by sharing the wave of the leading KZN K3, but Jasper knew it was now his time to challenge if he was going to try and reel in Burkett. By the time they got to the Marlow Portage, Hank McGregor got word from his seconds that 105-second lead had all but evaporated, as Andy Burkett, who is a formidable athlete running with the boat, had all but closed down that lead. Jasper Mocker now alone in third. It was going to turn out to be a long and lonely day, but as they got into Craddock, Andy Burkett came slicing into the lead, and when this word got to the spectators, the buzz was on that this was going to be the most exciting K1 finish in the 34-year history of the race. Andy Burkett into the lead as they go down the Marlow chute, and McGregor now has everything to play for. McGregor coming into Craddock Weir, the crowd huge, gathering to watch this reverse order as Andy Burkett goes down. McGregor waits just a second or two to make sure Burkett has landed safely, shoots it slightly wider than he would normally do, and the two take off side by side. Burkett leading the K1 World Marathon champion as they have 4 kilometers to go into the finish. Jasper Mocker into Craddock Weir, beautifully shot by him. He pulls his way out at the suckback, still comfortably in third, and the KZN K3 heading for those SA K3 gold medals. Shoot a rather straight line down Craddock Weir. They have to catch it once or twice, and thank goodness for the lifesavers hut, because they are able to prevent themselves from taking a dignity bruising swim as Greg Lowe, as he always does, goes down the high side on the left hand side, straightens himself out. Fifth place belonging to a solitary Grant van der Walt. He loves this weir, bounces out at the suckback, and he's got fifth place in sight. As the rest of the contenders for the minor medals, this is an Eastern Cape K3 heading for the silver medal in the SA K3, making the big drop at Craddock Weir look deceptively easy. But what was happening back up front? This is the finish that everybody will be talking about. McGregor in the blue boat, holding all the cards and staying in the flowing water, forcing Andy Burkett to paddle on the wide side and maybe in slightly slower water. McGregor, after a formidable end sprint that won him the World Marathon champ, uses exactly the same to win the title here in the 2014 Fish.
Firstly, I have my little Lati here and my wife at the finish with the massive crowd with the reverse start that we had today. I couldn't be happier. I put everything out there, left it all on the water, and hats off to Andrew Burkett. He had a strong race, and he pushed me all the way to the finish line, and yeah, it could have gone either way. It just happened to be my day.
Hank McGregor, the sub-veteran and possibly the next generation of champion, right on his way. The KZN crew wrapping up the SA K3 title. Fairly peerless performance from them. Now let's go back to the ladies' race, Abby Adey. It's all been about meticulous planning and execution. She so badly wants this K1 title to go with her K2, and there's a blemish as she takes a swim at the Marlow chute. Fortunately, it's shallow and she can get going really quickly. Michelle E-Ray was about 2.5 minutes behind her at this stage, and Michelle, who doesn't have the greatest track record at the weirs on the Fish, makes the Marlow chute look easier. A tenacious competitor, loving competing at her own local, but nothing was going to stop this woman from finally claiming the Hansa Fish Women's K1 title.
Sure, it was a hard day. I had one silly swim at Marlow chute. I think I just lost concentration for a second or two, but only cost me 30 seconds and I managed to pull back. And yeah, a good day. I managed to port at Craddock, which wasn't really my plan coming in today, but yeah, nice to be able to play it safe.
So at the end of what turned out to be a hugely competitive K1 championship race at the Hansa Fish, McGregor takes it from Burkett, Jasper Mocker, Greg Lowe the first local home, Grant van der Walt rounding out the top 5. In the women's race, title going at last to Abby Adey, with the defending champ settling for second, and the KZN K3 wrapping up the SA K3 medals. But for the bumper field that gathered in Craddock, the Hansa Fish will be remembered for the thrills and spills of the average paddlers that slugged it out over the 82 kilometres. Many of them will drive back to their homes, cherishing memories of acing Craddock Weir, teaching Soappun's Drift a lesson, or for those that braved Keith's flyover, mastering one of the gnarliest rapids that shot in a marathon K1 anywhere in the world. One of the pluses about the reverse order start is that a huge crowd gathered at Craddock Weir to cheer home the paddlers ready to take on the big drop on the outskirts of the town.
It was incredible. It was really, really incredible. Every year we come here and it's good. This year was incredible. With all the K3s and the Gees and Oaks dressed up, it's fantastic.
fantastic race. We travelled very far to attend this, and we will be back. So yeah, it's a great race.
We're smiling as we cross the line. So yeah, we're happy. Emily and I are very, very happy. We'll be back next year.
We are Dr. Livingston over here and his sons.
Making it unique worldwide, the Hansafish never loses sight of the fact that it's great fun and a great endurance event.
Oh well, today went well. We shot everything, we made everything. It was brilliant. We had a lots of fun. Can't wait for my second Hansafish.
Such a joy. Craddock has really provided this weekend.
Thank you to Hansa for everything.
Yeah.
As the paddlers kick back and relax after a thrilling 2 days racing, time to reflect on a defining moment in the career of one man. Hank McGregor, arguably the greatest marathon paddler that this country has ever produced, and a man who has won virtually every paddling title that there is available, from flatwater marathon to river marathons to surf ski races. The one glaring omission on his CV for many years has been the failure to clinch the Hansafish K1 title. He's done it repeatedly in a K2. But as he got to the finish this year, despite the closeness of his finish, the victory in Craddock in 2014 finally completed the stellar CV of the legend Hank McGregor. Andy Burkett will quickly recognise that he was beaten by one of the greatest paddlers on the planet, and a man who's not afraid to say that the K1 title of the Hansafish will be one of the many titles that he really cherishes. Hank McGregor in particular, massive round of applause.
Awesome. Well, I mean, this is Craddock's biggest event, and the whole community gets involved. And we don't have to ask twice. Ask someone to do something, they say, "Sure, I'll be there. I'll bring a vehicle, whatever we need." So it's really a community event, and thanks to Craddock for helping us.
I want to thank all the paddlers for supporting the brand, and for Hansa, it's unbelievable the support we always get. And I hope, we can continue with this, going forward, for many years. Because I do believe, this is a brand and event that we definitely want to be involved with.
The curtain comes down on another epic Hansafish. Here's just a glimpse of some of the drama that you can enjoy in some of the post-event productions on DSTV. Have a look at the event website fishmarathon.org.za for the broadcast times of our People of the Fish and the race highlights. The Hansa Fish River Canoe Marathon 2014 was proudly brought to you by Hansa Pilsen.